So I'm going to give you 2 tips that will help you to land almost any turn. But why you're falling in the first place? Well, one of the most common reasons surfers fall in their maneuvers is that they focus too much on the execution itself. They are getting too technical about it, while surfing is much more rounded, fluid, and dynamic. And I see this a lot with many of my surf students. They watch advanced surfers doing vertical maneuvers, blowing their tail out, fins out, and they closely observe their specific hands and body movements. And when they try to imitate those movements in their surfing, they often struggle with their hands or get stuck in the middle of the wave or fail to complete the maneuver correctly. So how can we fix that? Well, I have 2 tips for you. And wait for the second one because it complements the first one. The first tip is to think about the landing and not about the execution. You see, the movements in your turns shouldn't be different from any other movements on the wave, like generating speed movement and riding the green wave. Because when I execute those, I don't think about every compress and release of my knees. I always think and point to the next spot on the wave where I want to go. And then things just happen naturally. My body initiates the movement through compress and release, but my mind plans the next action. The same happens when I perform off the leaps or floaters. I begin to execute the maneuver, and during the movement, I'm already directing my thoughts and face towards landing and to the continuation of the wave. And it also happens in cutbacks or around the houses. I kind of mark and know where the final point will be. That is where I want to go. So the technical aspect is always second to the mind aspect. So in short, your movement is always in the present, but your thoughts and look should be only in the future. Let's move on to the second tip. And if you really understood the first one, you will have to use the second one, which is to lean forward during the landing. Now, this pattern is purely mental because you're already in the middle of the maneuver and all that's left is to finish it. So yeah, there's a lot of self-confidence involved. Am I able to complete the maneuver as needed or even continue riding the wave? Am I afraid to do so? Well, if you feel any fear of completing the maneuver because the wave is too high for you or for any other reason, you should try as a beginning to perform some maneuvers and lean forward in smaller waves, and then slowly increase your level with wave height and performance. You know, I think that many surfers are not fully aware that true surfing starts in our minds. Like, everyone started somewhere, everyone fell and failed. But the thing that distinguishes an advanced surfer from someone who's on the way there is not just technical ability, but also mental ability. And this is a crucial skill that every surfer at any level must work on to keep progressing. And if you really want to deep dive on turns and know the necessary components for executing the perfect turn, click here on this video. It's one of the most popular videos in my channel. And I'll see you on the next one.